What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of New Star Soccer Manager. Two real quick things. First things first, in yesterday's New Star Soccer Manager video, I had like an overlay from my graphics guy that he said, does this work? And I was like, yeah, that works. And then he sent me one that was the proper one, and I used the wrong one, which is why the face cam was there. The face cam was actually on the video the whole time. It was just like a still image pasted over the top. Secondly, I was supposed to have a FIFA Rose Glory video today, not a World Cup one either, a regular one, but for some reason I can't log on to FIFA. It just tells me that I need to connect to the internet to log on to FIFA, but I'm able to access the PSN store, I'm able to get on FIFA, and it just won't connect me. So unless things change in the very near future during my recording opportunities throughout this World Cup, we're going to have more New Star Soccer Manager today. I don't want to leave it too long before the next FIFA video comes. But yeah, I can't really do much. But here we are with New Star Soccer Manager back again. He says, that's it, boss. I'll let you get back on with things on your own for a bit. But I'll be back now and again to help out. Good luck. Well, thank you very much, pal. I appreciate that. So we now have full access to everything in the club screen. We don't have to do anything. So check your messages regularly. Messages show a log of player issues and club issues, with social contains a lot of news events. So our first piece of news is, boss, it's taken me a while to produce bronze quality fitness cards. We need to upgrade. So be it. Ralston has recovered from an injury and will resume training today, and Ralston turned 23 today. So from some things that I've some things that I've figured out recently while starting new saves is that the starting squad that you get, and when you guys are fully available to play the game, don't even worry too much about it. Once you finish season 1, the start of season 2, what we're actually going to do is we're going to sell pretty much the whole lot. We'll get through that a little bit today, and because we are going to sell pretty much the whole lot, and we only need well, we've only got 2 more games left and we've already guaranteed ourselves safety, I'm happy to just play out these final 2 matches. Oh wait, actually before that, what I do want to do is I do want to get the some of the upgrades in. So training, do we have a training ground? We have a training ground already, which is decent. I don't want to upgrade that yet. Fitness center, we have the youth academy. I definitely want. Super important, and in fact one of our end goals will to have a full squad of youth players that are 100 rated. So obviously a long way away from that. Medical unit we don't have yet. I'm not going to waste too much time on that just yet. A scouts office I definitely do want to pick up as well. I know we're spending a little bit of coins right here right now where maybe it's not necessary, but I think it's the smart choice. We get a dilemma as well, guys. So the dilemma here is you get to choose from either of these. 2 manager cards or 2 staff cards. We're going to take the 2 manager cards because they might be like energy cards, could be upgrade cards, could be that sort of stuff. We end up getting 2 energy cards, a +3 boost and a +1 boost. So here's something, I know New Star Games watch these videos and are going to be watching these videos. Here's something as a question for them. The energy cards go to a maximum of 3 out of 4 bars that I've seen. Why don't we get a 4-bar energy card? And also, the player upgrades, whether it's tackling, passing or whatever, also only goes to a maximum of 3 out of 4 bars. It's just intriguing to me why there's a 4th bar if they never ever get filled up. So in terms of our team here, I'm actually going to switch to the 4-2-2-2, which is my favourite formation. I think we complete an achievement with that as well. We do. We'll go through the achievements a little bit more. We're going to complete the achievements naturally. So upgrade training ground, higher skills, fitness, youth, player match, use a skill training card, use a fitness training card, complete board targets, adjust ticket prices, upgrade stadium, etc, etc. All these achievements, we've got lots to get through. We're going to go through them naturally, and only when we're at a point where there's a few left and we have to manipulate the getting them, will we actually manipulate getting them. So we've got a sponsor as well, guys. So boss, some companies are interested in sponsoring the club shirt. You get a sponsor, you earn bucks from sponsors each week, gain more sponsors by upgrading your club store and keeping your sponsor relationships high. So it gives you a fan approval as well, as you can see. The most approved one from the fans isn't necessarily always the best one, especially if you're good. So right here, these 2 are quite interesting because obviously the one at 13,500 for the season we're going to pick because we've only got 2 games left. So we'll get an extra 5,500 bucks from that regardless. But if this was over the whole season, I actually might go for the lower value one because you get an extra 140 bucks per win. and less $60 per goal. So I don't know. I might go for the other one, you know, in another scenario in the long run. But we get ourselves 13,000 more bucks, which is going to be great for completely changing around the Oh, we've upgraded our rating now to level 2. That's always nice. Yeah, for completely changing around the squad throughout the course of the season, at the early stages of the season next season. We've got a few unfit players. Shouldn't really make much of a difference. And once again, we're going to keep this at 60% work rate and balance. So here we go with our first opportunity. Darbo is going to get the ball in. He passes that one in to Fullerton, I believe. Oh no, Challender. And Challender should be able to get a good strike on the ball, and we go 1-0 up. I'm brilliant at this game. I actually think I'm good at this game. Well, I'm good at scoring the easy goals in this game. What I'm not good at in this game is crossing. Oh, that's dirt, ref. And producing fancy goals. And one thing that I didn't do in the last episode was show you guys some of the replays of some of my goals. Not enough curve on that. So this is something that we didn't see last video. You get a retry per game, and you see that there's 2 holders for it as well. You can actually watch an ad at the start of games to get a second retry. I personally don't do it because I don't need it. But we're going to retry that free kick, because the fact that we don't have much curve is actually good news, because we should be able to pop this straight into the back of the net from here. That's a good free kick. Oh, it's hit the bar. We're going to... Headers work in the same way as regular shots. Simply tap the center of the ball to head it straight. Or you don't like, we could do the position thing here like this. Or if you don't want to, you can actually just tap at the goal and he'll head it at the goal. You can do that for shots as well. So we get our second goal there. We go 2-0 up. Very nice indeed. Nodded in by Darbo. So Challender and Darbo doing bits. Darbo looks like he might be a good player for our early few seasons. We don't want to do a team talk for sure. Fagan injured. Sometimes that's due to the pitch. Have we got a right midfielder? We have. He's 22 rated as well, so it's not too bad. And in terms of the ratings, the ratings are actually relatively, like, they're not. I don't want to say that they're irrelevant, because they're not irrelevant. But a lesser rated player might actually be considerably more efficient and usable than a higher rated player. And I'll explain why in just a second. I'll explain how the score a goal, let's go, how the upgrade stuff works. So Darbo is man of the match for today. Hog says, really pleased to get an assist on my debut. And our other guy, Fagan, is out for 11 games. However, it'll actually only be 1 game because he'll be fully fit for the start of the next season. So that's pretty good. So we get another win. I don't think we can actually go any higher. Oh, we did overtake Aldershot. We can't get up to 16th, sadly. But I've won the 4 games since taking over as manager, which is great news. And again, we can't possibly go any lower and get relegated or into the relegation zone, which is very nice. So here's our options again. Now, one of the tactics that I used when I didn't really know what I was doing was to stack up heavy on energy cards. I actually think they're quite inefficient to use. You get so many of them through the dilemmas and through the interviews and stuff. The top 3, skills, fitness and youth, are the most important. You're not really going to need to use physio and scout very much. Scout mostly for objectives. Physio is, like, obviously reduces injuries. The reason why I don't necessarily think injuries are worth reducing is because you should always have a squad big enough to cover for that. So we're going to take another skill card, which is going to help us upgrade our goalkeeper via reflexes. So again, this has a 3 bar on reflexes. I don't know what the difference is between 3, 2 and 1. It seems like sometimes it boosts 1, sometimes it boosts 2, but it never boosts 3, and it never fills up to 4 bars. So I'd like, if possible, we could get some information back on that. So we've got an ad here. I'm just going to skip through this ad, guys. And New Star Constructions tells us that our youth academy is all done, our scouts office is all done, and you can see here the little exclamation mark. We've now got a youth office. It's pretty poor, but we've got one. 21,000 for the next level, and we've got a scouts office. And the scouts office will actually be quite important, because when you scout a player, they're always interested in your club, and they're generally cheaper than what's available on the market because they're a free agent, which is always quite cool. But we completed five challenges, achievements there. So play a match, build a scouts office, build a youth academy, win a league game and score a goal. And that's all of that done. So when we go back and look at our squad, when we look at our squad like so. So if we take Fullerton, for example, now you can see his tackling, technique, dribbling, pace and strength. These are the 5 categories. And for example, on strength, he's got 5 out of 7. So if you upgrade him, his potential is 39. We can only upgrade his strength by 2 more, his pace by 1 more, and his dribbling by 1 more. So his technique and tackling are finished. So in terms of what you need out of this game, obviously for your defenders, tackling, pace and strength, for me personally, would be the most important figures, the most important stats to have. So having a defender that might be rated, say, 28 versus a defender that might be rated, say, 35, but the 28 rated has much better tackling, much better pace and much better strength, it might actually be worth taking that defender. It's not always about just getting the highest rated player, although typically speaking the higher rated players will be much better for you. So we've got our interview here, guys. A pressure question: have you built a club store yet? No, we haven't. We don't have a club store yet, so we get boosted up to level 3 for a manager as well, which is quite nice. And we're going to continue in, and we get 2 cards here. And so once again, this is why I don't pick the energy cards at the end of the game, because we actually got one here, and we got a team talk, which is good for 15% health increase or fitness increase during halftime or the start of the game. So we're actually going to stack those up until we come onto a game that's really important, which obviously isn't going to be this last game. There you go. So congrats to G Harding on winning Player of the Year. He's not our player. So our final game is against Woking at 11th place. Now you can have a look at how good the squad that you're playing up against is going to be. So Woking here have a pretty average squad, 26.1 overall rating, 50% happiness and 90% fitness. So they've got quite a fit team. Their midfield is alright, their defence is alright as well, full of bronzes mostly, and ours isn't. We've got a 25.5 rated squad. Wait, did they only have a 26.1? So our squad's not that far off of theirs, which should really indicate that we could have a good game here. Might be able to win the game just because we're good, but bear in mind that Woking there, as I say, are 26.1 rated and up in 11th place. I will be able to get at the start of season 2 like a 30 to 32 rated squad quite comfortably. Again, just because of the way we can play the market, sell off our players, and hopefully go and... Oh, he's done a bit of shielding there. That's actually a good tackle. Oh, didn't mean to slide there. Just tried to run him in. Let's get another slide on the ball, though. That's a good tackle in midfield. Let's see. Is this Darbo here? He's a bit too far out for a shot. That's a good tackle. I could have probably evaded that challenge. And that's probably going to be the chance gone. Now, I could take a reset on the chance here. Oh, no, I've won the ball back again. Look at that. We're absolutely dominating in this midfield. Let's see if we can get around him this time. Going to wait until... Oh, I'm actually accelerating away from him. Not very fast, but we're actually accelerating away. We've got into some space here. We could definitely score a goal here. Going to try and cut this one across to Darbo. Is he onside or offside? That's the question here. Darbo, he's onside, and we're going to tap it in the net. And that's 1-0. I could have actually dribbled that in the net, which is an accomplishment. Score a tap-in is one of the achievements. And to score it, you actually have to dribble it into the net. I would have considered that a tap-in personally. But yeah, that's not necessarily the case. In terms of as well, when you guys are available, when you guys can play this game, which I hopefully it's like super soon for you guys. But when you guys can play this game, there's 2 really overpowered positions on the field: the strikers and the goalkeeper. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just get a goalkeeper that is above and beyond your league, because then the strikers that you come up against will really struggle to score goals, and obviously if they really struggle to score goals, you're going to win more games, because you're bound to get a chance or 2 per game, and then it's whether or not you personally can score the goal. So again, no curve really, so I'm just going to try and lift it over the wall. Didn't get it over the wall. Am I going to win that header? I am going to win that header. Let's pop it into him, and then pop it into him, and then see if we can fit this around in between those 2 defenders. I'm going to have to put a bit of backlift on this. That's a good strike, that is. And it's in the back of the net. That's a fantastic goal. And it puts us 2-1 up. So even with this weak team that we've got here, with not much stamina, we're still able to hold our own quite comfortably against, this should be a goal here as well, against, 11th place Woking. Good strike around the goalkeeper, and that's 3 goals. Cannot complain about that. Very happy with that, actually. Darbo with a lovely goal. Woking with a corner and score, so 10 minutes to go. Now, you could change your work rate here, you could change your focus, but again, as I said in the last episode, I generally don't feel like it's necessary. I personally believe that 60% work rate and balanced focus is is the one, is the go-to. So we need to stay focused to keep this run going. Most of our shots are on target. Fullerton now has 10 assists this season. Tranmere won the Conference National, and that's a win for us. It doesn't change where we finish in the table, but it's a good note that we won all 5 out of the 5 with this weak team. So I'm hoping that we'll actually go into season 2 and we should pretty much get promoted pretty instantly. That would be the idea. So we don't have a youth coach yet. We need to hire the youth staff, so we will take energy cards on this occasion just because we don't. I should have hired the youth coach. That was my bad. In fact, one of the reasons why I wanted to hire the youth coach early, and that was a mistake for me, was because I wanted to get that first youth player in the squad already. What we're going to want to do is literally just take the cheapest coach available. It's not a big issue at this stage. So 1,000 V-Bucks. Not V-Bucks, 1,000 Starbucks, and for 100 contracts we can get him for 2,500. But once again, that's actually not going to be necessary. Like 40 will be plenty, simply because we'll just, like, by the time his 40 games are over, we should be getting silver, maybe some silver staff. So hopefully, anyway, maybe not that quick, but we'll go 9 lower. It wasn't lower. It only gave us a 20% penalty. So we'll agree on his 1,200 demands for a 40-match contract, and that's another achievement complete. And then we're gonna hire a scout as well when it's a board objective, which will probably be at the start of the next season. So with that being said, guys, that's everything done for this season. We can go and claim our objectives again, our achievements, and get ourselves up to a level 4, I believe, not quite just yet, and then end our first season. So season 1 is now over for us. Obviously it's a very short season at season 1 because it's more of a tutorial and to get you to understand how the game works, and we end up finishing in 17th place. I think that gets us a few $1,000 there. Yeah, $4,100, which again, the 33k that we're going to have up there is going to be super important to the first sort of 5-8 games of our season. End of season rewards, we obviously don't win anything. Premiership champions were Man City, and qualified for Europe was Liverpool, Spurs, Man United, and Leicester, of all teams. So no Chelsea, no Arsenal. Season 1 club award. So Darboe was our best player. McKenna was our youth player. Darboe with 16 goals and 12 assists. However, the most appearances were from Stanley with 4. So that means Darboe got 16 goals and 12 assists in no more than 4 games. And I think that's just a little bug. I think the appearances one was there from when I took over. So I put a list together of most urgent contracts to renew with people who have left us this year. We don't need to upgrade any of these contracts, and these are all fine anyway. 48, 47 and 46 is for contracts, that's fine. So we'll get a lot out of these guys. One of the biggest problems with contracts is that you lose 1 contract per game no matter what. I personally think it would be a little bit better if a player on the reserves didn't lose a contract. And maybe they only lose a contract if they're on the bench or in the starting lineup. The transfer window is now open, and I want 3 friendlies because I want to get as many. Skill cards and upgrades and youth cards out of it as I can. So we've got 33,000 V-Bucks here, guys, and we're going to end this video off by making our first changes. So our squad data, we're going to have a look at our goalkeepers first. So this guy right here, he's 15 rated. We need to get rid of him, right? We don't need him. We don't want him. We just need to get rid of him. Even if we only get $300 for him, we actually get a 430 bid there, so we can continue accept that. And these 2 goalkeepers now, as I mentioned before, a high-rated goalkeeper is one of the most relevant things for us right now. And because we're going to be changing the team a lot in the early stages, we've got a 31 rated goalkeeper worth 16,500 and a 27 rated goalkeeper worth 14,000. So we'll probably get around maybe 10-15% less on auction for these. Maybe an offer comes in. But in terms of going to the market, we're going to go for a goalkeeper. We're going to go for an old goalkeeper. We're going to go for a bronze goalkeeper. And then we're going to have a look at basically the highest rated, lowest value. So we already have a 27 and a 31 worth 14 and 16,000. Now, as you can see, there's a 31 there worth 4,000. So we want to go and look at, there's a 34 there, there's a 37 there for 11,000, a 38 for 13,000. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and buy the 38 rated goalkeeper. I'm going to need to get a scout first, of course. Let's go back. Do I even have a scout's office to get a scout? Okay, I'll get a scout now. So again, much like last time, we just want to take the cheapest scout available. Offer his contract. If it's low, there we go. I'll take him for $1,350 bucks, no problem at all. So hire a scout achievement is complete. But more importantly, we want to go back to these goalkeepers. You want to go for the old ones because they're just way cheaper, right? That's just the best option. And then we can actually go and scout by this way. So we can get a 40 rated for 16,000, or that 38 rated for 13,000, or a 37 rated for 11,000. But you can see with the 37 rated, he's already at max potential, so he can't possibly get better. Bassett can only get one stat better, but he's only one stat better. And in fact, if we look at the two, okay, so we don't have, we need scout office level 2 to look at the skills. So we won't know who's better until we buy them, but it might be the situation where Platt is actually a better goalkeeper. We might have better technique and better handling. We're going to try and get Platt as well. So for 11,000 coins, Pompey want to sell him as well. So he'll cost us 11,000 if we don't get any downgrades in value. We'll go lower than the 11, takes us to 10,400. Higher than the 4, takes us to 9,900. We'll go lower than the 9. Now, do I leave it here at 9,300? I think that's a fair price, because for 9,300 we managed to pick up a 37 rated goalkeeper. And what that allows us to do now is to go to our own team, go back to the goalkeepers, and sell our 27 rated goalkeeper. And we'll be able to sell him for more than we bought the 37 rated goalkeeper for. Even if we get like 10 or 11,000 bucks here, that would be pretty good. Hopefully we get a bid come in. Otherwise that would be pretty embarrassing if nobody wants this guy. I mean, he is a little bit overpriced, but come on now. Someone? No one wanted him. So we'll try and sell him again. Start of the, you can't, like, if I tried to auction him again now, he wouldn't sell. So I'll have to sell him again at the start of the next one. But I'm actually also going to try and sell the 31 rated goalkeeper, because for the V-Bucks, I've got to stop saying that, because of the bucks we'd get for this guy as well, we'd be able to just buy another better goalkeeper back and have some change. So 15,000 was the opening bid. There's two teams bidding now as well. There we go. So he's actually bid 19,500 from Gainsborough. So we'll sell him to Gainsborough. And that is a huge addition to cash to our club. We're up to 42,000 now. And basically what I'll do is I'll go through all of the positions. So actually, I don't want to go and buy another goalkeeper now, because having 2 at the moment is okay. 3 is probably ideal for goalkeepers, but 2 is okay. What we want to do now is we want to go and have a look at the squad again. We now want to go to defenders. And all of our defense is horrific. I want to get rid of all of these silver guys, ultimately. Especially this guy here. We want to get rid of him. Okay, I can only release him because he's retiring at the end of the season. So I'm going to release him. I don't want him in the squad at all. We're going to get rid of this guy here as well. He's worth 7,300, and it's a 21 rated left back. 21 rated left back for 7,300. We'll get like a 30 to 32,000 rated left back. 32 rated left back for around 10,000 or more. So we sold him for 7,300. So first things first, I've got a good centre back and a good left back. I've got a great centre back actually in Bolt. So I want to go and get a bronze right back and a bronze centre back as our next options. So we want to go position defender. So we need a centre back and right back and bronze. And let's see what we've got available to us. So we want the cheap players again. So this, ooh, look at that. A right and centre back. 2 right centre backs. Oh, wow. 4,000 coins for a 25 rated right centre back. I'm not necessarily interested in that. Let me take out the centre back first. Let's just have a look at right back. See if we get any good right backs there. So a 36 rated right back for 9,000, or a 33 rated for 7,000. I'll take that 33 rated for 7,000. I don't mind that at all. We'll buy him, and if we can get a few bucks off, we'll agree with that. 6,600, I'm absolutely okay with that as a right back. And now we also want to go and get ourselves a centre back to see if we can get any cheap centre backs. Anything under like 10,000 is always good. So a 40 rated centre back there for 10,000. Now he's old, so he will tire quicker in games. It does have some importance, but 40 rated for 10,000 is pretty damn good. So we're going to try and buy him. Wow, I'm not going to spend 12,000 on him. We'll cancel that. We get a 37 rated for 10,000 or so, and they also want to sell, so we get 15% off. Let's go high, let's go low, let's go low, and we'll take him for 8,600. We get a nice 37 rated centre back there, and that's a right back and a centre back covered. So that's our full defence that's now bronze. So now what I want is a couple of utility players. So we want a good left centre back and a good right centre back. And this guy here, Hunt and Theobald, are both very, very good actually. I might take both of them because they're both decently rated and quite cheap. So we'll buy this guy. I'm not buying him for 9,000. I'll come back in tomorrow and try and buy him. 26 rated I don't want. I want Theobald will definitely take. I might, unless it's like a, yes, yeah, 9's alright, isn't it? Yeah, we'll take him for 3,800. We'll pick that guy up. So now what we get to do, guys, again, let's have a look at the right backs as well, because there was a couple of cheap ones here, wasn't it? So yeah, 27 rated for 7,500 with the scope of getting better for Wilby. So we'll pick him up as well. Let's give it a risk. I didn't get him. Let's try and take Swain as well. We'll buy Swain. No, we won't. I'm not interested in buying them if I get the first shirt number wrong, because it just adds 20% on. Not really interested in that. What we're going to do now, though, guys, is we're going to have another look at the squad. We'll go back into the defenders. We want to go to defenders. And we now have, oh, that's midfielders. We now have a centre-back, a right-back, a centre-back, and a left-back that are bronze, and a utility player in Theobald. And that allows us now to get rid of all of these other silver players. So we can get rid of, let's get rid of the 16 rated guy first. Basically just want to get rid of all of the low rated dudes and get in some nice cheap high rated dudes. And again, they are older, right? They're much older. And the fact that they're older means that they're essentially going to tire a little bit quicker. But that's not really a concern. Let's get rid of Stanley here as well. Stanley's actually got decent potential at 39. But I would rather buy a 39 rated defender than try and build him up to potential. So 4,400 for that offer they pulled out. 3,500 from them they pulled out. Oh, and there we go, 5,600 as a third offer. So we'll take that, and let's get rid of McKenna as well, assuming that we've got enough space to get rid of him. We have, so we'll try and get rid of McKenna as well. And we're still up at 35,000 bucks too. Which is pretty decent. This video is getting towards 30 minutes as well now, so we're going to sort out the defence, guys, and then once we finish the defenders, we'll do the midfielders and attackers in the next game. So we actually didn't end up getting rid of McKenna, so let me try and get rid of Baisley as well. We'll auction him off, 6,700 for him. And we won't be able to get rid of McKenna until the next game now because of the way that the transfer system works. So do we get an offer for Baisley? There's one, I'll take that as well. 6,600, I don't mind that at all. So we've almost upgraded our defence massively already. And if we have a look at this defence, it's already put us up to a 32.6 overall team. And we've actually got a full bronze setup. So by the time we get rid of all of the rest of these silver cards, what I plan to have is 3 goalkeepers, obviously 2 centre-backs, a right-back, a left-back, and then 3 utility defenders that can either play defender right and centre or defender left and centre. So that would be the aim for the utility defenders, just so that then we've got enough cover for the whole season there. With the midfielders, the reason why we play the 4-2-2 is because you can use, as you can see with Fullerton, a forward right will fit in at that right attacking midfield or right spot, but also a midfield right goes in there without any punishment too. So it's like you can essentially put 2 roles into one position, which is why I go for that, because then what we'll go for is we'll go for 2 strikers and 2 utility strikers that are left and centre or right and centre, which already, actually our attack is pretty good already. But then we'll also have 4 centre midfielders and 1 or 2 utility midfielders that can then also go on that right or left hand spot just to cover if I ever get any problems with the strikers. So we'll have a squad of about 24 players altogether that will completely cover every position in the field more than once. So any injuries, any stamina problems we have or anything won't be an issue for us. And then for the rest of the season, we'll work on getting youth players in and upgrading them. Now, I'm not finished with this defence yet. We still need to get, so we've got, even though he's high rated, so we've got our full defence and we've got a left centre back, and that's it for the defenders. So I need to go and get another right centre back and another centre back, I'd say, just to make sure I'm pretty secure. So let's go again for defenders, centre and 30 plus. Let's have a look at these high rated dudes and see what cheap players we've got available. So this guy, 37 rated, Bone, we'll take him. He's nice and high rated, 3-5. I'll take him for 11,000 bucks, no problem at all. And then we want 1 more utility defender, right and centre. I mean, 4,000 bucks. He's 25 rated for Beadle. There's not really that many right and centre backs available. We'd have to take either Woolley, or if we got any left and centre backs. Roger's not bad. Vaughan too expensive. Roger's okay though. We'll try and pick up Roger as well. Buy Roger. 8,000 bucks for him. So that is now our defence fully sorted for the whole season. We've got a centre back, a left and centre back, and a left back spare, and another left back. I actually might need a right centre back player as well. Might need a right centre-back player too. So we're going to have to go and get another right back. Unless we keep hold of McKenna. He does have good potential actually. And can we upgrade him? So we can upgrade him a lot. We can put tackling on him, which will take him up to a 23 rated. Dribbling we don't really want. Pace we definitely want. It exceeds his potential, so I'd rather use a different pace card to him. And then strength, well, that's a +4 on him. But that actually makes him a really high rated card with that strength. That takes him up to a 27. And we can even apply dribbling to him as well, which takes him up to a 30 rated defender, just like that. And that's now our backup right back will be McKenna. So I'm happy to have actually boosted his stats right there. That's our full defence sorted. We've got plenty of centre-backs, plenty of utility players and plenty of cover. In the next episode, guys, we're going to sort out our midfield and our attack and start getting through the pre-season games. Season 1 here, our contract is pretty easy to take here. So the goal bonus is huge. The season sponsor is decent as well, $8,000, and we're still at $30,000 with lots of players to sell. If we actually go and have a look real quick at the squad, who we're going to be selling, because a lot of these midfielders and attackers will go as well. So in terms of the midfielders, we'll get around $6,000 or $7,000 for the 3 bronzes, but our midfield is actually very, very good. We've got 2 right midfielders, a left midfielder, a utility midfielder, and 2 centre midfielders, one of those being a utility midfielder as well. So we need another left midfielder and another centre midfielder, and that's it really for the midfield. Then we're pretty good for the rest of the season. And then up front, we're going to be missing. Keenan's going to have to go. The rest of these guys can stay, but even so, what I will do is I will try and get every player to a minimum of rank 30. But we've got actually a good setup, so I wouldn't mind a forward, left and centre as our final pick, and then we can get rid of Keenan after that. Although, what's Keenan's potential? Literally at max potential already. So yeah, as I say, guys, we're going to continue this on maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. If you guys, like, the first episode got way more views than I thought it would do. If you guys really are enjoying New Style Soccer Manager and you want to see more of it, just drop a like on it, keep watching, and I'll keep uploading, even over FIFA. I don't mind at all. This is going to be the end of the video for now, though, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.